Is it morning? No. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Chris here from the Whistle Stop Cafe in Mirror, Alberta. Before I get started, I just want to show you something. That's a piece of the Berlin Wall. Can you believe that? Like an actual piece of the Berlin Wall. I have this on my desk to remind me, just a second here, to remind me that some people have to go through a lot more to gain freedom or gain independence than what Alberta currently does. And so every time I look at that piece of the Berlin Wall that my son brought me back from Berlin, I'm reminded of that and grateful that Alberta has an opportunity to do something that other people have had to work at a lot harder and die for. So anyway, I don't usually do too much Sunday podcasting in the afternoon. I try and take some time for myself, but I wanted to share this with you quickly. This is a letter that somebody took the time to actually handwrite. Like, see, it's literally handwritten. And they wrote it on December 19th, 2025 and mailed it to me. I just got it in the mail in a United States mail, like extra envelope. So they opened it up and read it and then put it back and sent it to me. Interesting. So I just want to read this to you. December 19th, 2025. Dear Chris and staff, we have been following you online and appreciate the work you're doing for Alberta. We've been living out east because my husband was transferred out here when he was in the military. Now we're getting ready to move out west and support you in your quest to save Alberta. We're quite upset how our government manipulated and brainwashed us all over COVID. They lied and created unnecessary fear. We supported the Freedom Convoy and suffered consequences for that, but we would do it again. Now, after all the damage Justin Trudeau did to our beautiful country, he should be investigated and in jail with his bank accounts frozen. Then our media gets people so pissed off about Donald Trump, which is a distraction. We vote in someone who was right by Trudeau when he forced all these mandates on Canadians. And then she mentions, I never voted for him. Now our country's in debt, high crime and drugs. Immigrants can come on in and are doing better than many Canadians who pay taxes in this country. But our media and liberal politicians have us so angry at the orange man. We are anything... orange man, we are, what does that say? We are, cutting off our noses to spite our faces. We have woke nonsense that will harm our children with no turning back. Meanwhile, kids are struggling in math, reading, and writing. But they know they are in the wrong gender. Our news does not show the serious consequences of this, although it did show some serious consequences, didn't it? This gender ideology is a mental illness. Our youth are more anxious and depressed more than ever, even more than the Great Depression. The internet and the message sent to our youth is toxic, and there are going to be serious consequences, big time. Keep your kids out of public schools who are doing this. My husband and I have been doing our own research. We have been using cash, buying things with cash. We always dreamed of traveling, and this year, we decided to do it. This is 2025. Do you know how many times we were told, do not go to the States? The orange man will have you arrested or detained. I was told that too. Or we will not go anywhere across the border for the next 4 years. Well, time waits for no one, and we refuse to take a 4-year tantrum. We soon discovered a lot of people are detained for a reason. Many of them will not be honest and say why or give half-truths. We went across twice to see for ourselves. It was super easy. No issues. When the ostriches were killed, I was furious. It was a slaughter that should never have happened. It was cruel and shameful. I'm so upset that there are Canadians believing this liberal government still. They've been brainwashed or are delusional. But after COVID, our debt, crime, drugs, and immigration, and now the slaughter of someone's farm, if they refuse to wake up, or they refuse to wake up. I refuse to go down with the ship. I told my husband we're going to Florida for the winter. I don't want to be here right now, meaning Canada. We bought an RV and it was incredible how we were told not to go or we would be detained / locked up. I thought they might search our RV at the border. Nope. We got through the border in 2 minutes. We answered questions, showed our passports, and we were done. We did have to register because we were spending 6 months in Florida, but I had no issue with that. Every country should be doing that and know who's coming across their borders. We're in Florida and it's great. People are nice, morale is up, drugs and crime are down, safer borders, and they wanted a president who stood for the American people. Kamala catered to celebrities and the rich. She could easily be intimidated. Not Donald Trump. Our dollar isn't so great, but we are having a great time. Our country needs and deserves better. This long letter is to say we need to do our own research, ask questions without fear of being labeled something. Don't accept everything told to us in the media, and look at the damage already done and ask yourself, where is this headed if we do not wake up? This recall of Danielle Smith is garbage. Whoever is starting that should be called out. This is someone from the East, by the way. These people who want a woke life can move to the East. They can say, Alberta is my home, but all they're doing is complaining about it. So move to the woke East and see how life is, how broke they are, no doctors, low school scores, etc., etc. I want a leader like Danielle Smith. Chris, keep fighting. We're coming to fight with you. We want to fight for a strong, healthy, prosperous Alberta where our kids are safe, can read and write, can farm, etc., etc. We're in Florida for 6 months to get away from the East. When we get home, we're going to Alberta to fight for better. We deserve better. Our children deserve better, and not all this confused bullshit. Telling God he is wrong is going to have serious consequences. I just wanted to let you know our experience going across the border, the great time we're having, and it is nice to be away from Carney and the Liberals, and what a difference in energy. We need this in Alberta. We want it. Want to help Danielle. I want to help Danielle fight for it. Keep the facts and truth coming. Never give up and fight for a better future for our youth. Merry Christmas, and here's hoping for a better, prosperous, safer 2026, where truth will come crashing and corruption exposed. Thank you for all you do. We respect you, sir. Bonnie and Danny. So that was a legit handwritten letter that I received from somebody who is feeling probably like millions of people across Canada are. Certainly millions of people across Alberta. I can say that with confidence because since 2021, I've entered a phase in my life where I'm advocating for change. And I don't just talk about it, I walk the walk. I've traveled all over the province. I continue to do so, having conversations with Albertans just like you. Some who aren't just like you, by the way, some who disagree with me. And the common comments I get are very similar to what is in that letter. People are really concerned about the direction this country is going. People are really concerned about the direction Alberta's going. They can feel the difference. And I can say, and I believe Jessica would agree with me, when we're in the United States, it actually felt different. It really did. We were only there for a week, but it felt different. What we're experiencing in Canada isn't normal. And, you know, if you spend some time in a place like the United States, you know, when you talk to people, they don't share the same concerns we do. They're not concerned that the government's going to come arrest them for a social media post. They're not concerned that the government's going to give them over to communist China or the woke mind virus. They just aren't. They're living their lives and doing their things. And no, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but it is a different feeling. So if you're one of those people that feels like something is wrong and you can't quite put your finger on it, consider some of the things that I just read in that letter. consider some of the concerns that I and others share at Let's Talk Alberta events. Consider some of the things that Alberta independence-minded influencers and podcasters are talking about, and ask yourself if maybe some of those things we're talking about are at the root of what you feel is wrong with Canada and Alberta. And if that's the case, maybe consider what we're offering as a plausible and probable path to a solution. Alberta independence isn't just about the economy. It's not just about a pipeline. It's not just about oil and gas. It's about something much bigger. It's about the values that the West largely shares, specifically Alberta, being threatened, and people for the first time in Alberta history standing up and saying, no, we have our own values. We don't want to go that way. And if you want to go that way, that's good for you. Fine, whatever. But we're not going with you. That's what this is about. It's about, for the first time in Alberta's history, Albertans saying enough of not being able to influence the governance under which we find ourselves. We are going to, for the first time in our history, be able to chart our own course forward, be able to advocate and enact the change that we need to see. And we're going to do that full steam ahead. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to let people look down on us because we believe in sovereignty. We are not going to just roll over when people call us traitors. And we're going to pursue the prosperity and freedom that Canada should have. The Canada that we believed we had. The Canada of, pre-1982. Where freedom and prosperity are more important than sacrificing lives and values for ideologies that don't benefit human beings one bit. So there we go. I'm going to go have some late breakfast. And as I do that today, as I go through my day, I'm going to remember what it took to bring down this wall. A wall that prevented people from controlling their own futures, from having the freedom to either succeed or fail. A wall that prevented people's voices and the will of those people from changing the governance that they found themselves under. And then I'm going to remember how grateful I am to live in a place where we can do that. And, a place where, at the very least, the will of the people is still respected. And then I'm going to consider what I'm going to do next week to get closer to my goal of an independent, free, and prosperous Alberta. And I hope you would do the same. Have a great Sunday, folks. Maybe we'll see you again tonight. Yes, I'll put on Stumpy.